I am sure that you have received or you know about the 419 Nigerian scam that the Nigerian prince wants to transfer all this money. That is called phishing. And today on this video, we're going to be covering everything about it. I have not received that many emails anymore from the Nigerian prince, but I'm sure that this phishing scam still going on. So what do you know right now, 2020, what's the story with phishing?
Phishing is alive. It's well. And we're going to talk about several different versions of it over the videos, but this particular one is where the crooks want to send out an email, and they'll send out 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, 500,000 at a time. And in the past, as you say, with Nigerian oil or lotteries, they were playing on our naivety, and they only needed a few people to click on it. And you could always determine that it was phony because it sounded too good to be true, or it had really bad English grammar and all that. But it's really improved quite a bit now, Ernesto, a lot.
So how has it improved?
Well, they're actually using things like Grammarly so that they can, it's a phenomenal tool. So you can get the right grammar, right, correct usage. So it takes out that element that you're saying this is very amateur. But what they're also doing is they're starting to prey on a cyber crook never lets a good opportunity go to waste. COVID, right? Everybody's concerned about COVID worldwide. So they're actually using COVID in phishing scams just to get you to click on something, just to get you to respond.
That is crazy. Well, one of the things that I always notice is whenever I used to receive this email, they are sending me something from a barrister, and then it has some sort of really weird name, and then the email is coming from Hotmail or whatever silly email. So I think that's one of the things that we still have to see it. Or are they becoming more smarter and they are using other kind of emails to make it look more real?
Yeah, let me give you a good defense for the folks that are listening here. When you get these emails and you're not sure, did it come from Citibank? Did it come from Bank of America? Did it come from the Internal Revenue Service? Did it come from your ISP, your internet provider? Simply click on the email like you're going to respond to it, but don't respond, but just put reply and look at the address where the email really came from. And you'll see that it doesn't say Comcast, it doesn't say Citibank, or if it does, be careful, because when it says support at urgent.comcast.net, that's a dead giveaway, because they got that urgent between the at and the name of the actual entity. It should say Comcast, Citibank, Home Depot. But when there's something between after the at sign and before the name of the URL, dead giveaway scam, dead giveaway.
Yeah, and also one of the things that I've noticed whenever they're sending these kind of emails is normally the email, if it is sent from the bank or from the shop or whatever it is, it would be addressed to me. However, normally they say dear customer or dear sirs or something like that, because of course it is a massive email and they're not using the right software to send the emails. Is that still happening?
It's still happening, but they're really improving that now because they have software that they can actually implement. They just get a file transfer just like we would, Excel spreadsheet, CBS file, and basically they can plug and play and put your name in there. Yeah. So don't think because it says dear customer that it's not real or a real threat. It can be, even if they address you. I'm telling you, every single day, Ernesto, and I'm in this industry, so I have to double check 2 or 3 of them.
Right now with COVID, because of course people are working at home, it is already a bigger issue, and this is not something that is only affecting individuals. It's also affecting organizations, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's because people are setting up with an emergency office in a remote location at the kitchen table. They've let their software security down. They've left their routers down. They got shoulder surfing with people walking behind them. They're leaving laptops open, and there may be neighbors coming through the house. There could be housekeepers around the house. There could be friends of your children in the house, and just takes one click
Yeah.
to get into the corporate side and shut down the entire corporation with ransomware.
What's the best way to get all your staff trained so that any cyber crime will actually be stopped? I mean, you're an expert on that, so possibly you can give us some insights or a way in how we can actually get our entire company trained and ready so that this will not happen.
It's identity theft awareness training. We don't have time in this video to go into it, but in a nutshell, you need everybody from the storeroom to the boardroom to know that the cyber thieves are looking at every opportunity to get into your network. And it's estimated, depending on what study we look at, Ernesto, between 55 and 85% of all cyber breaches involve human error. They involve human error. So the more that you can educate your staff about the who, the where, the why, the what, the when, and keep it current with the upcoming threats, that is the best defense. The firewalls, the software, they spend a lot of money on that, but I want everybody to understand the first and the last line of defense are your folks that are actually handling the data.
I know that you've been an expert in cybersecurity for a number of years. And what surprises me is that these incredibly valuable trainings that you do for organizations, you do them at no cost. Can you explain how that works? Because I mean, I'm sure that every company can benefit from this, especially if it is at no cost. So can you explain how that works?
Yeah, my whole philosophy has always been when I work with corporations, whatever training is I deliver is to reduce their risk, reduce their operating cost, increase their proficiency and their efficiency. So what I devised was a program, because when I go in and I advise and I train and help to develop that culture of security, the next question people ask is, well, what are the best products that I can use to offer to my employees so that if they become a victim of identity theft, they have licensed investigators and attorneys to resolve the issues. So I basically, as an insurance broker, I have some of the best in class products. And I just say to the companies that, look, I can come in, I'd be happy to come in and do the training, and this is what my rate is. Or if you want to go further and save even more incidents where you don't have identity theft or you're preventing that ransomware, if they'll offer my voluntary benefits on a voluntary basis, no cost to the business, but to the employee that sees a value, wants to protect their company or their employees or their staff members or their coworkers or their family, then they voluntarily get the benefit. And therefore, the company wins, the employee wins, and the cyber crooks lose.